que se vaya. Solo las mujeres primero. Solo las mujeres primero. Las mujeres que van recibiendo vayan saliendo. Ahí está la que Caminen por adelante, caminen. Ya saben. Gracias.
Vénganse para acá.
Hasta ahí. Ya las mujeres ya recibieron. Hasta ahí. Que se vaya. Solo las mujeres primero. Solo las mujeres primero. Las mujeres que van recibiendo vayan saliendo. Ahí está la que Caminen por adelante, caminen. Ya saben. Gracias.
Vénganse para acá.
Hasta ahí. Ya las mujeres ya recibieron. Hasta ahí.
As the massive caravan of migrants heads for our borders, the president of Guatemala making a sort of stunning admission. Watch.
We have arrested almost 100 people highly linked to terrorist groups, specifically ISIS.
And those are just the ones that were actually caught. So could more ISIS terrorists be embedded in the ranks of Central American migrants headed here to America? Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton is here. He's been sounding the alarm on this, and he joins us now with more. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. Thanks for
having me. When you listen to much of the mainstream media, they say, hey, these are just innocent people. There's pregnant women. There's kids, Tom. They're at the front of the line. They're just seeking asylum. They're all very innocent.
Well, it's not the case. Guatemala is a mess in terms of being a way station for basically terrorists, MS-13 gang members, and other types who we don't want crossing into Mexico, certainly crossing into the United States. And right now we're outsourcing all our national security concerns in that regard to Guatemala. You know, this statement by the president of Guatemala was made a week or so ago, and it was only Judicial Watch tracking Spanish media that picked up on it.
So what does it tell you about the potential for there being, and we want to underline the potential, we don't know who's in this caravan, which actually is the broader point, isn't it? That many in the mainstream media portray it as being a very innocent caravan of people seeking a better life, when in fact, if you listen to the local officials in some of these countries, they're waving, you know, red flares out there for all of us to see that, Tom, there could be even more ISIS terrorists coming.
Well, and not only that, you have the MS-13 situation. Guatemala also announced they picked up 1,000 gangbangers as well tied to that group. We already know that the unaccompanied minor problem has resulted in increases in MS-13 gang activity. So we can't keep out the gangsters. Why would we think we can keep out people who are a bit more sophisticated in what they are and what they plan to do, such as terrorists from abroad? And this is why you know, the military has got to be part of the solution here. You know, General Kelly, back when he was running the Southern Command 4 years ago, said this lack of security is an existential national security threat to the United States, and it hasn't been fixed yet. We can't wait for a wall. We need to deploy the military to secure the border now, given the threat we're facing from the narco terrorists, and the MS-13
Big threat
types.
indeed, Tom. Let's quickly get to another story. Your group has now filed a bar complaint against lawyers for Christine Blasey Ford. And my understanding is because she testified herself that she did not know, even though the rest of the world knew, that the Judiciary Committee was willing to go to California to spare her all the spectacle. She said that under oath. You're now going after her lawyers. Why?
Because the ethics rules require lawyers to keep their clients abreast of updates like that and have them informed so they can make decisions about what they're going to do. And it looks to us like the lawyers may have kept that information away from their client in order to aid and abet the Democratic wishes to get a public hearing. I don't think she gained any benefit from having a public hearing, and it makes you wonder whether the lawyers were working for her or the Democrats on the committee. And the ethics rules should look into that.
Real quick, to be fair, we got a statement from her lawyers. They told Fox and Friends, quote, Dr. Ford was advised of all of her options. We were never told that Senator Grassley was willing personally to fly to California to meet with Dr. Ford. The suggestion that we concealed relevant information from her or manipulated her into doing something that was contrary to her wishes is utterly false. I've got 15 seconds. That statement doesn't seem to make sense to me. The whole world knew. They're trying to say Grassley personally, whether it was him or his staff. Everybody knew the committee was willing to go to California. That was a public statement.
And she testified she didn't understand that to be the case. So there are problems with what her client testified to. And the D.C. bar should figure out what went on.
Tom Fitton, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
My charges, you're the one that says them from fucking whatever. Yeah, you want to get into it? Here we go. I'll fucking tell you, man.